Welcome to Silent Seniors No More, Season 2. Permission granted. The day you stopped waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay. Welcome, fellow travelers. Wherever you are in your journey, whether you're just beginning to ask questions or you've been standing up for what's right for years, you belong here. I'm Jaime, and this is Silent Seniors No More, where knowledge creates confidence. Confidence creates courage. Courage creates change. Today's journey begins with one simple question. Who have you been waiting for to give you permission? When we were children, we needed permission for almost everything. Permission to stay up late, permission to ride our bikes, permission to borrow the car, permission to chase our dreams. That made sense. Someone older, someone wiser was looking out for us. But somewhere along life's journey, something curious happened. Many of us never stopped asking, not out loud, inside. We waited for permission to change our careers, permission to leave a relationship that no longer brought us peace, permission to retire, permission to start over, permission to dream once again. And sometimes, even without realizing it, we started waiting for permission simply to speak. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I probably shouldn't have said that? I don't want to make anyone mad. Someone else will ask. I'm sure they know more than I do. I just want to stay quiet. Those thoughts are more common than you might think. But here's the question. Who made the rule that your questions don't matter? Who decided that your experiences weren't valuable? Who convinced you that respect means silence? Because I don't remember anyone being born believing those things. Somewhere, someone handed us those ideas, and somewhere along the way, we accepted them. One of the greatest gifts we can ever give ourselves is permission. Permission to be curious. Permission to keep learning. Permission to disagree respectfully. Permission to ask for an explanation. Permission to say, I don't understand. Or can you help me? Do you know something? Those aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of courage. Over the years, I've met people who were absolutely brilliant, but they stayed silent because they were afraid someone would think they didn't know enough. I've also met people with very little formal education who asked thoughtful questions that changed entire conversations. The difference wasn't intelligence, the difference was permission. One person believed they had the right to ask, the other believed they didn't. This isn't just true in our communities, it's true everywhere. How many meetings have you attended where people walked out into the parking lot saying, I wanted to ask about that. I did not agree. I wish somebody would have spoken up. Why is it that we're often brave in the parking lot but silent in the meeting? Maybe because we're still waiting for someone else to call on us? Here's something I've learned. You don't need permission to ask a respectful question. You don't need permission to seek the truth. You don't need permission to learn your rights. You don't need permission to volunteer. You don't need permission to care about your community. And you certainly don't need permission to believe that your voice matters. Let me be clear. Standing up doesn't mean shouting. It doesn't mean arguing. It doesn't mean being disrespectful. Real courage is often quiet. It's the person who calmly raises a hand, the resident who writes a thoughtful letter, the neighbor who asks, "Could you help me understand?" Those simple moments have changed history, not because they're loud, because they were honest. I'd like you to think about something. If your grandchildren were watching you, what would you want them to learn? Would you want them to believe they should stay silent whenever something didn't seem right? Or would you want them to ask a respectful question, to keep learning, to treat others with kindness while still having the courage to speak? Children rarely do what we tell them, they do what they see us do. So maybe today isn't about changing someone else's mind. Maybe it's about changing your own mind. Maybe today is the day you stop waiting. Maybe today is the day you realize you've had permission all along. This week, I want you to do one thing, just one. Ask one question you've been avoiding. Maybe it's at a meeting. Maybe it's with a friend. Maybe it's something you wanted to learn. Maybe it's a conversation you've been putting off. You don't have to change the world. Just take one step. Because courage isn't found in giant leaps. It's found in one step. Before we leave today, I'd like to give you something. Not something you can hold in your hand, something you can carry in your heart. Today, I give you permission to ask, to learn, to grow, to question, to listen, to change your mind, to stand respectfully, to believe your voice matters, because no one else is going to hand it to you. And the truth is, you never needed their permission in the first place. If today's episode made you stop and think, then it's already served its purpose. That's exactly why Silent Seniors No More exists. Our podcast is only one piece of the journey. On our website, you'll find resources, articles, and opportunities to share your own story. Every voice matters, and every story has the power to help someone else. Our Silent Seniors No More Resident Rights Handbook is currently being written in plain English because understanding your rights shouldn't require a law degree. When it's complete, it will become another resource designed to educate, encourage, and empower residents throughout Florida. As we continue to grow through our website, community events, and radio conversations, our mission remains the same: to educate, to encourage, to empower, one resident at a time. Because knowledge creates confidence. Confidence creates courage. Courage creates change. Together, we're making sure that no senior ever has to suffer in silence. Silent Senior No More is an educational and informative podcast created to promote awareness of issues affecting residents of Florida manufactured home communities. The information shared reflects personal experiences, publicly available information, and general education discussion. It is not intended as legal advice and does not create an attorney-client relationship. Laws and individual circumstances vary, so listeners should consult a qualified attorney regarding their specific legal questions. Our mission is to educate, encourage, and empower residents through knowledge, respectful dialogue, and community awareness. I'm Jaime. Thank you, fellow travelers, for spending a little time with me today. Until next time, keep moving forward, one step one question, and one act of courage at a time.